Welcome to Conversations with Wisdom. For this episode, instead of just one person, we have interviewed four. Hope you will enjoy it 4 times as much. Please don't hesitate to share it with your friends and family, both in Bandra and overseas. Joseph Pereira, aka Jojo. Beryl Pereira Lobo, my mother-in-law Rachel Pereira Gonsalves, and Rodney Pereira. 4 siblings who have excelled in their chosen fields and also evolved into well-rounded human beings and stuck by each other. I have always been curious to understand the secret behind their strong sibling bonds, which has since extended to spouses and the kids and grandkids as well. So I sat down with all 4 of them and, to keep things simple, asked them just 2 questions. First, about their early memories from the wonder years at 56 St. Paul's Road in Bandra, and second, their own prognosis for the cordial camaraderie over the last 70 plus years. Let's listen in. So Jojo has had a very, very illustrious career in the corporate domain. He's going to talk a little about that to us. And then Jojo, the first question to you is, tell us a little bit about your early memories growing up in the Pereira household on St. Paul's Road.
Thank you, Sheldon. Let me start. My early memories would always be my dad died when he was young, 49 years old. And I was just 11 or 12. I was the eldest in the family. But my memories were, whenever he came down from his long trips in the ship or the sea, he would say, "Come on to church." So that started my spirituality in one. Then he died young, and somehow or the other, I think God has blessed us. Because his prayers, he took Dad young. We were all young. My mom was young, 43 years something at that time, and 42 years, and he kept us safe. Now, suppose something had happened to my mom or siblings, that would mean like what to do. Then I was struggling what to do because my dad wanted me to be a priest, but God said, no, you'll be a bad priest. So I didn't become a priest, but I was struggling. I didn't want to do applied maths and engineering, but I got admission to IIM, and fortunately I was a rank holder there, and also did my cost accounting, management accounting, or HR, did well there. It's all God's blessing. And then when I was deciding which company to join, I wanted a medium-sized company which would give me general management. So I decided to join Grindwell Norton, which became St. Gobain, and then I rose there, different functions, director, everything, now independent director. I also had admission for my PhD in MIT or another equivalent institute in USA. I decided not to go, maybe because I was emotional, maybe I thought I would not be a good teacher in a way. But right through, God has helped me. And therefore, he helped me with, I felt comfortable, he helped me with clothing. Now you can say, my choice is choice, your God brings people together, so brought us together. Give our children, Nikhil and Monisha, took care of them, and then we lived our life, staying in a smaller place, then going to a bigger place. But I always relished making friends with different groups, and that sustained me. The other thing which sustained me, I think, was God's blessings. I would always go whenever I was not traveling. And in my early school and college, and not traveling, I would go to church. Even for a visit, otherwise I would go. Even when I go to Paris, I would go for a church. So that's my earlier recording. Now, the other recordings, God kept my mummy and our siblings safe. Beryl, Rachel, Rodney. If anything had happened to them at that time, our life would have turned a different style. Anything had happened to them. And that's I see is God's blessing. It's providential care, in a way. I was very active in St. Andrews in everything. Altar Boys Youth Group, Finance Committee, Zonal Selves, in charge many of these issues. And also with my siblings, some of them, only Rachel was active with Conrad and others. In a way, I yet continued that, but not so much right now. But what kept us together? I realized that God has taken care of my mom and us to his providence care. Now, of course, not easy, but yet we took care of our mom. All of us took turns to take care of our mom. And what kept us together is my dad's and mom's spirituality, and the spirituality which I had in Jesus Christ and Mother Mary, that kept us together, bonded us together. Also staying nearby, also not having any fights and arguments on any issue of money, property and anything, that helps. Unlike what happened otherwise in my maternal parents' place in Marol, yes, we didn't want to get involved there, but yes, lots of property and there are the issues there. But also what kept us together is my mom taking care of us and the emotional support we got from the semi-joint family in 56 St. Paul Road, and also partly financial support from our maternal grandparents in Marol. And therefore it made it easy for my mom because he didn't go to work again. And my dad died when he was very young. And one story of my dad, I like to say, so there's
Please.
gets
please.
recorded, that before he got married, he was an engineer from Vijayata in the senior steam. Senior steam was a big company at that time. When Second World War was declared, the British Navy had no engineers. They asked India for engineers. They went to my dad's home on 2nd September 1939. He was in a theatre, New Talkies. They went and stopped the movie and asked him to come the same night when the ships were sailing. So that's one recollection I have. Because he was not married at that time. That's my uncle told me, and also an interview in a newspaper. And very ironically, my dad was in seniors. Seniors belonged to that whole Walchand group, Hindustan Construction, Premier Automobiles, and that same holding company continues till this day, but in a smaller capacity because they have the Walchand split among their grandchildren in different way. But that holding company which held seniors, I'm a director there. To think of it, my dad was working in that company senior. That's very ironical.
Amazing.
So that's that anyway.
Amazing.
Now, what should I? How should we go forward? I just say, Lord, you help us go forward. Yes, sometimes I get a little irritated, or sometimes I get too anxious. God, that's my way. I get anxious. I pray a lot, yes, but I yet trust in your providential care. You take care of us and make us do what you want us to do. That's what I will say. And we hope our family continues to be united, Beryl, Rachel, Rodney, and our family. Therefore, when Monisha came recently, I wanted Monisha to be born with my side, because we lived in 56 St. Paul, semi-joint family. I wanted her to born with all of them. So we had to get together with my side, cousin, second cousin, 80 of them, 85 of them, just to get together.
Get them
so that's
together.
there.
Yeah.
So that's what I can talk
Amazing.
about.
So Jojo is a one-man interview. I'm really not required here. I just pressed record. That's all I contributed to this interview. I must give you full credit, Jojo. You spoke from your heart, and I think you answered everything that I had in my mind. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheldon, for taking the trouble to keep our recordings pass in some way safe and conservative.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
I remember staying in 56 St. Paul's Road. It was 12-5 St. Paul's Road.
Okay.
J Club.
Okay.
We were 12 children in that house, 3 families. And we had company all the time. There were 3 dining tables. At times on feast days and all, we would all sit on the table together.
Okay.
And it was an open room, like a veranda, and therefore we could hear the rustle of the trees as well as the birds and the crow coming. You want anything? If we had to get up, we would have to ensure that we tell somebody, just keep ensure that the crow doesn't pick up any of our eatables from the table, because they used to come in at least 6-7 together. The moment you're out means the butter packet would go, the bread would go, banana would go away. But we enjoyed because it was like a gallery, dining gallery. We could look and spend quite a lot of our time sitting and watching traffic go by. Another entertaining thing was on Sundays we would have a cricket match being played in our compound, and the stairs were like the balcony seats. It used to start from about 11 till 1:30, and find not only neighborhood guys but from surroundings coming over there. It was like the center, not only for sports, but there would be sing-song session down in our ground floor. the boys would come and they would start their singing from 7:30. It go on till about nearly 12, 1 o'clock, banging. Music was great. By the time when we had our exam, nobody was bothered because thinking like this is late night, but we were put to little inconvenience because of the singing. If it was a Saturday, Sunday, it was okay, especially during the examination time when you would stay late to read. But the music was enjoyable, and we came to know a lot of people in interaction because we would see them pass when we would go climb the steps down, and that's how we knew their names and little more about their families and where they came from. So we had a lovely, pleasant childhood days playing Aati Party. Even we used to have plays enacted, Snow White, and then there was another thing in our big hall. And we had tickets also being sold, and thereafter little entertainment, sing song, and then dance and snacks. Those were really good days which we never will ever come back again.
So what do you think was the reason
Yeah.
for having such a happy childhood?
The more we are together,
Doesn't answer
the
the
more we are
question.
together,
Singing.
merrier we shall be.
Acha, this is the answer. Okay. The
I
reason
will
for
say
having such a good childhood.
the first person to get married was your mother-in-law in 1970.
She was the first among the 12.
77.
Then afterwards, took 1.5 years, my brother and Lavi. And it continued. The last one got married, I think, in
Broadly
1995, Rodney. So, one by one, kids all went away and number reduced. So, it was good for us when we had to especially rush to the washroom.
And what has kept you all together? And kept you all so close? We're at a family gathering today, which is only 20, 30 years later, right? Almost 30 years
Because
later.
every year we were having family gatherings starting from 1983 on the 1st of May, 1st of March, 1st of January. We started in 1984, I think. Leslie, Mari, and all, they were the first because Mari was the eldest among the children. So the party was hosted by them, and then regularly the next person would take in line of the children's age. That's how we kept together.
No, it's okay.
Also because they grew up together
We grew up together,
in the
interacted,
same house.
and
They
No,
were
that could always be a problem. That could be
there was used to be
that,
fights.
yeah,
So fights.
that could be a source of
dinner.
tension. But
Then you're hungry. After we're not hungry.
anyway, psychology also plays a difference, but mindset, it's also, I don't know, I want to find out. I don't want to influence the conversation, but
Different reasons for that. One would be because they've grown up together. Second is all three families had lost their fathers very early. It was all their mothers who were there. The daughter-in-laws at the house who took it on their shoulder to, they became all the matriarchs.
matriarch. Yes, yes.
And
That's Auntie,
See, my dad died
her
in
mother,
61.
that is, Auntie Ursula.
Auntie Ursula, yeah, Nana Ursula.
Edith, and
Auntie
Auntie
Edith.
Lulu.
Okay.
And all three of them also, lived till almost
9900.
97, 98, years.
Long life. But their husbands died early. My father
All
died at
three
age of
husbands
42.
died very early.
That was in 1961. Rodney was just 6 years and he received his communion in December within few months. Rachel was around about
So
8,
it was also,
10
I
and
think,
11 and a
this
half.
of them depending on each other.
And the house was never left empty in the sense there would be some member at that house at that point of time. Somebody elderly had gone for Mass or something. good bonding. But now I couldn't.
Women power. Women power.
We
Okay.
were four, I think, 3 male and 9 females.
3 male and 9 female.
Joe, Jude, and Rodney. And the remaining were Marty.
Females.
Yeah. And then Trinita, Beryl, Lavina, Rachel, Audrey. I remember staying in 56 St. Paul's Road. It was 12-5 St. Paul's Road.
Okay.
J Club.
What the first question you talked about?
Okay, so now we are sitting with a very special lady in my life, my mother-in-law, Rachel Gonsalves. Sibling number? Three. Okay, so sibling number 3 in the Pereira household. So we have 2 questions for you. Obviously, firstly, we want to know your early memories of growing up, and then your understanding or your thinking on, what kept the family together and so united, considering the fact that we meet almost every year, and even in between, you're very close to one of your sisters and talk to her. I don't know how many times a day, but just generally your support system within your family is very good. So that is something we're exploring with all the siblings, right? So first question, some of your early memories growing up in the Pereira household.
I remember the holidays when we had vacation, all the children used to sit in the balcony and play cards and 7 tiles and go down to the J Club. The compound was called J Club, and all the children used to come down and play, and at 7 o'clock when the bell used to ring, Angeles all used to go back home. And I remember one incident very well in my life is when my dad was living, and he had taken out he was an engineer on the ship, and we had gone to Cochin, and that memory is still there of all 5 of us, 3 siblings, my mom and dad, and on the deck, and then a snap. So that is very well in my memory about my...
Rodney was not born at that point.
Rodney.
Was born.
Yeah.
You said-
All 4 of us. Sorry.
All four
Four
of
of
you.
us. And
Okay.
a sibling. I think so that was our last holiday before my dad died.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Okay. Anything else that you recollect? I mean, early memories of the other siblings. Most talkative. I think you were mentioning who were the most talkative.
I was very naughty.
You were very naughty.
Yeah, very
Okay.
naughty. And I think from all of us, I think so I was the naughtiest in the used to jabber and talk a lot.
Okay, and Jojo, Jojo, Beryl, not as talkative as they are today.
That was me.
Okay. And coming to the second part, what do you think is the reason for y'all being so bonded? Being able to resolve complex matters revolving money, property. What do you attribute it to?
And to attribute it to my mother who took care of us, and the trust that she had in us, and we trusted her, because our dad died very early, and she really took care of us, and the other cousins and uncles in the house, especially Uncle Willie, the eldest brother of my dad, who really was a father figure for everybody in the house.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm sitting with Rodney, sibling number 4. All right, so Rodney, like I told you, we'll keep it simple. First question, what are your early memories of, growing up in the Pereira house on St. Paul's Road?
Oh, we used to call that house Ranch House. And besides the elders, there were 12 children.
Wow.
And we all grew up together.
Okay.
And a lot of fun. And especially during the holidays, the May holidays and the October-November holidays, especially in the afternoon, we used to play a lot of indoor games like carom and cards. And the other memory is that adjoining Ranch House is the J Club court,
Okay.
where every day after school, whether it was exam time, no exam time, rain, no rain, we used to play bare feet, hockey, football, cricket.
Okay.
Cricket also on Sunday mornings. The some of the senior guys used to come and play
Yeah.
with tennis ball. So we used to start at 10 o'clock right up to around 1:30.
Okay. Cool.
The other thing is because a lot of good sports person actually grew up in that vicinity. So I took a liking to football and hockey. More of spectator interest, not as a player.
Correct. So your passion for sports kind of developed.
Yes. So I still remember some of the games in Supari Tala or in where now DPRC is there. That was called Lions Club. There used to be some tournament.
Correct.
And especially if it's on a Sunday in the evening, so we used to actually wait for the Sunday school in the evening to get over and
Correct.
run to the games.
Correct.
And besides watching the local tournament, we used to always long for the Aga Khan and the Gold Cup
Yeah.
hockey tournament, and well as the Rovers Cup at Cooperage.
Okay.
So some of the exciting games, right now from the age of class 4 onward, I used to actually sometimes travel to watch those games.
Oh wow. Okay.
And some of the goals that have been scored, I can still picture it. The name of the player, how the goal was scored.
Awesome. So definitely a deep love for sports was something that got imbibed in you pretty early in life, and I'm presuming that Nana Ursula supported you, and were you the one to get whacked when you got home, or how? Tell us, about your parents. Were they supportive about your love for sports, or was
See,
that
like
something
this.
that you?
I lost my dad when I was on 6.
When you were around 6 years, yes, I heard.
So
yes,
my mom
yes.
was there. But then being the youngest and then seeing the rest of them playing,
Yeah.
so
She was a little kind,
She was
polite,
okay, kind
to you. Okay. So second question is, obviously we're here on a Pereira picnic, and it's become almost an annual tradition that we get together, and and now it's almost come to the second and third generations that are part of this get together, right? What do you feel? What would you feel led to this bonding, this deep bonding between family members, right? Especially considering that all families were staying together. Sometimes there's a lot of animosity that gets created between family members, typically. So I personally find it very unique that even after decades of being together, you all are still so cordial with each other and still, consider each other to be close friends, confide in each other, and some more close than others, but nevertheless cordial, even though spouses have come into the equation and stuff like that. So I find that really amazing. What would you attribute that to?
maybe it is the blessing from above and the prayers of the elders, because all of us, I still remember the children, besides the elders, used to go more or less daily for Mass. Each family used to say their rosary. Before leaving for school, used to say our prayer. And we also had the consecration to the Sacred Heart, which is somewhere in the month of April. So
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, as children, more or less same age group, you fight one day, 2 days you don't talk, third day you know. So that's how we grew up.
Awesome.
And we got to accept each other. Maybe as we grew in age, maybe wisdom prevailed on us how
Correct.
to adjust ourselves to
Correct.
different situation.
Correct. Were your elder siblings, would you give them also credit for keeping, the vibe good?
Maybe I don't recollect much about, but maybe the atmosphere already created.
But
So
obviously prayer was at the cornerstone of the
all of us
relations.
used to attend mass more or less daily, Sunday school,
Living close to the church helped,
Church.
obviously.
the
St. Andrew's
rosary
Church.
during the month of May.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
those sort of things
Great.
might have been.
Great. Thank you so much, Rodney.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sitting down. And enjoy your holiday further.
Thank you very much.
Chalo, thank you. I hope.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Conversations with Wisdom. Had a really good time doing this one for obvious reasons. And I think the key input for me, or the key takeaway for me, was the power of prayer and, of course, the influence of a mother on her children that sort of helped bond them together. Great learning, great advice, great takeaways. Thank you so much, all 4 siblings, and I hope you guys like the recording. I'm sure the next time I come to your house for a cup of tea, I'll know. Take care. God bless.
You are listening to the Random Genius Media Podcast.